People want to know.
Yeah.
Who are you? And why are we here?
And why are we here? I have no clue. My name is Erin Quinn, and I'm from New Paltz, New York. And I'm here in the Comfort Inn Suites in Moab, Utah. Because tomorrow at 12 noon, I will start the Moab 240, which is a 240-mile loop around Utah.
This isn't your first time doing it.
No, it's not. I don't know why I'm doing it again. Yeah, this is my first 200-plus race. When I got into ultra running, the first ultra run I did was in Moab. It was a 50K. You were there.
Yep.
Seamus was there. It was really hard and really hot, and I thought I would die. And then I came back for more, did a 50-miler in Moab, called the Dead Horse 50-miler. Then I signed up for a 100-miler in Zion. That was fun and hard. And then I put my name in for the lottery for Moab, and I got in. And lucky me, I get to run 240 miles. That's what I wanted. That's what's making me nervous.
Here we go, Moab 240.
Holy shit!
Race day.
Okay, this weather is dreamy.
So, what is gonna be different this year versus last
Well,
240?
like the desert, what was really one of the most challenging parts of the desert is how hot it gets. I don't really love the heat, so that's rough. And but this year, I was kind of trying to prepare for the heat, have my sun shirt and my hat, and thinking about ways to cool down. And now they say it's going to rain a lot Friday and Saturday, and they're sending warnings about like possible flash floods, and making sure that we have escape routes. And so that's a little disconcerting because I don't know much about flash floods in the desert or how to find an escape route. So I don't want to be like Bugs Bunny floating down the river. So yeah.
How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Nervous, but good. Those first few miles, even though they're on pavement, they always embarrass me because I feel like everyone runs so fast, and I'm just kind of doing my ruffle, my run shuffle to warm up. But whatever, it's all good.
What's happening? Where are we?
We are driving to the first crew station, Moab, and yeah, we're about a half mile from the parking lot. Hopefully, we're on time. I think we are. And yeah, we'll see Mom. It'll be a quick stop, pit stop, and then she's gonna be off. We're not gonna see her for another almost 100 miles. So savor every moment with her.
It was kind of Armageddon out there when rain meets the desert. There was nowhere for the water to go. So when I think about Moab, I just feel and see and taste mud. And then when the sand coalesced and turned into cement, like just literally not being able to move my feet. I mean, I didn't move them, but it was painstakingly slow.
Oh yeah. All right. Think of all your Hawks kids.
Yeah, let's go, Mom!
we are at the Monticello Lake aid station, about 130 miles into the race. And yeah, we're waiting for Mom and Shiloh to come in. It's beautiful out, as you can see. The aspens are in full effect, and we are kind of in the middle of the mountains here. And Mom seems to be doing well. She picked up Shiloh as a pacer at the last aid station, which was Shea Mountain. She had a rough time in the night, I think, from what her tech said. She had to deal with a really muddy trail from all the rain that's been hitting the area, but she's powering through. I guess a lot of her stuff died on her. She got, corals died, her waist belt, which had light, died, and so I think she was needing Shiloh to kick in and help her out, and so yeah, but they're going to be coming in. We'll get to see them. We got everything here. We got the full crew, me, you, Kip, and we got this beautiful rigged up van. So hopefully we can get her some food, get her some rest, and she'll be out until the next time we see her at Dry Valley. So go Erin.
You, come on. How was the climb up Shea?
The climb up Shea, I told Seamus and Caroline Murphy that the climb up Bigfoot, one of the hard climbs, was like type 3 fun. This was type 4. It was just the steepest grade, and it was all wet clay.
Yeah.
And I would get one step up and then slide back down. Anyway, and then the way down, there's so many obstacles at me that I think I just have a greater trust in myself to problem solve, and a greater belief in myself as an athlete to endure really big obstacles, because there are points in that race where I just physically didn't know how to get up the hill because I kept sliding back down. So it wasn't a question of wanting to give up or running faster or wanting to rest. It was, how do I technically get up like a mudslide? So I think it helped me with that. And ultras always make me have more gratitude, like gratitude that my body can do these things, gratitude that I had you out there and Seamus out there and Shiloh and Well, let me tell you, because no one wants to hear my story, but I want to tell my story. I was feeling great, and I was running to the Needles, I think, which had a bistro, kind of gay cowboy themed bistro. And right before that, I felt really sick, and there were a ton of runners and really nice cowboys that just couldn't get to everyone. And so somebody got me coffee, which is very sweet, but I just started, got very sick and started throwing up. So that was rough. And then the second section, which is also like 14 miles, just went really slowly because I couldn't eat or drink anything. And it's just raining on and off. And I tried to put that yellow poncho on, like the dollar yellow ponchos, and I ripped it and I got it all caught up in my poles, and it was terrible.
Oh no.
And then I got here, and I was so happy to be here and see you guys. And I'm really excited to try and sleep.
Woohoo! Sleep.
They were completely different races, even though it was the same course. They were, so different. I think the first one was harder because I had never done a 253 mile race. So it was harder because my brain just had never stretched that far in terms of encompassing a distance that great. So all said and done, it was harder, but this time the weather made it like absolutely wild. Like as much as it was easier mentally, it was harder physically, if that makes sense, because of the elements. Like the elements made it much more challenging.
Action!
Action. Okay, so we are somewhere in the Low Salt Mountains. Mom and Shiloh just ran through the night. Really tough section, arguably the toughest of the entire race. We're up at somewhere over 9,000 feet of elevation. I think the section they just did was almost 5,000 feet of climbing. And yeah, so now they're resting up. So we're at the Geyser Pass aid station. After this, Mom has just over 40 miles to the finish. We can't crew her during that time, so she's kind of on her own to the finish. And yeah, she's doing great. It's muddy, it's slippery, it's wet, conditions are tough, but she is marching on and she's doing great.
How was the last section?
The last two sections combined were two the hardest things I've ever done.
Yeah. They were pretty challenging because of the weather.
Already altitude,
Yeah.
already so much 7,000 feet of climbing, and then just hailstorms and rainstorms and wind, and all the paths were mud, so we just kept slipping. So you couldn't go up,
Could go down.
couldn't go down, couldn't really get a rhythm going anywhere. So I personally fell many times. Sean and I were using our rollerblading skills
Right, yes.
from the 80s with our sneakers
Yeah.
successfully. I mean, we got through a lot of miles.
We
of
did.
mud.
It was just at the
I
end.
think you only might have had one tumble. I went down hard.
Yeah, he went down at the end a couple of times.
Going up Geyser Pass, hearing like bugling elks, coyotes, and we're in the middle of a hailstorm and the wind's whipping, and I'm at altitude, which is hard for me. And I remember kind of waving my pacer, Shiloh, down and having her come back to me because you couldn't really be heard up there. It was so windy and hailing, and I just said, I'm falling asleep as I'm running, and I don't want to fall down the mountain, but I also don't want to stop running because I'm afraid I'll get hypothermic. So what should I do? And she said, keep running. So that's what I did. So those are some memories. A little rough, but. Message to myself: what helped in Bigfoot is just kind of easy does it. Easy does it, but do it like it's 240 something miles is a long way. So there's no rush, and you just kind of really do have to take it one step at a time and 1 mile at a time. And one thing that my best friend Kristen said to me at Bigfoot, she sent a little card that just said, you have all that you need inside of you to get this done. So just really kind of going, it's kind of like an inside job. You really have to know that you can rely on yourself to get it done.
What was a turning point in the race for you?
That's a good question. There are a bunch of turning points because 253 miles, which I'll keep saying, is a long way to go. But I think a turning point was after Geyser Pass took me a lot longer than I thought it would. Really, the altitude's always going to slow me down, but altitude, hailstorms, mud, and cold. It was longer. And I had to make a decision, like, do I go for it? You know, do I try and finish this race? Because I'll be on my own, no pacer. And I just made a deal with myself and said, yeah, if you sleep for an hour and a half at the Geyser Pass aid station, then you're going to go for it. And after that, once I set my mind to it, I was like, okay, like, let's go for it. And I never stopped after that. I never was concerned about time. It was just like forward motion. And funny enough, I'm not really an externally driven person. I don't care about merchandise or any of that stuff. But I did notice this pink sweatshirt. And so whenever I got tired, I was like, just think about putting on that big pink sweatshirt and being warm and cuddly and done with this race. And that's what I thought about.
Yeah.
And what would you say to people who are considering running the Moab?
Do it.
240?
Absolutely do it. Like, when I first did the Moab 240, I had no business doing it. I did 150K, 150 miler, and 100 miler. So I guess I had a little bit of business. But, I mean, I threw my name into that lottery. And when I got it, I was like, what did I just do? Oh, my God. Like, my mind could no more wrap around a 240, which ended up being a 253. I don't know. So I would say do it. Like, you are capable of so much more than you think you are. And as long as you train, like, that's the funnest part of an ultra is, yeah, the ultra is just like the icing on the cake. But the training you get to do, the daily affirmation, the daily self-efficacy of knowing that you're putting in really hard work, the person you become during the training is like, that's an awesome experience. And then the race is just the race. You can't predict what's going to happen. You can't be outcome driven in a 240 mile race. Rain, heat, snow. The course could get changed. But you can show up to that start line feeling prepared as you can. And then you got to let it go. So I say absolutely do it.